My name is James Williams. This is Comfort Habit number 2. I want to talk about Donald Trump. So apparently he had a press conference today with our great neighbors up north, the Canadian border, and they are proposing a unified council of Americans and Canadians. I respect the Premier of Canada, and this has bad idea written all the fuck over it. Not from the Canada side, because Canada is like the most non-racist place I've ever been in my life. Not that I've been in a lot of places, but I know I've been to Canada at least 4 or 5 times, and I have never felt like I was somebody's nigger there. Where here we have a president who has blatantly put racist people at the head of his cabinet. Like blatantly racist people. I will leave their names off. I can't really call Kellyanne Conway a racist, but I can call her an ass kisser. Now, I think this is a bad idea unless the Canadian Prime Minister gets to pick the cabinet. So if you're listening, Canadian Prime Minister, please pick the cabinet because we don't want any more racists being picked by Donald Trump. Clearly, he only picks racist people who are not for the minority, not for immigration, not for people trying to make a better living for themselves, but for picking people who have been devoted, connected with Ku Klux Klan or white supremacy rulers, like that guy that had that conference, Hell Trump. We haven't forgotten you. We just don't know your damn name. And by we, I mean me. And if you're gonna pick a council, if there's not gonna be any colored people on there, like if you're not gonna have an Asian person or a black person or a First Nations person, especially a First Nations person, since Donald Trump is adamantly trying to de fucking struck the life of the Native Americans at Standing Rock, you know, please take them into consideration because I don't think that if you can't put a Native American on a council, that there should be a council. Sorry, but if the First Nation people aren't going to be on the council, there should not be a council, and they should have some kind of way of stopping this pipeline. So if you're going to make a council, you got to put some First Nations people on there because something has to give with these rich bureaucratic asshats thinking that they can just take every piece of land from anyone and everyone without fucking question, without remorse. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Because everything else doesn't really matter to me. It's just the fact that he wants to build a council. But have you not seen who he's picked for our counseling people? Who he's put for the heads of certain things? An education person who's never been in a public school? That kind of thing. They're still heated up over here. And though I love Canada, you need to be the one in charge of picking the people. And it should primarily be Canadians, because Canadians are a melting pot of all people. And from my first day to my last day in Canada, every time I've been up there, not one time have I had any racist incidents. I never even heard the fucking word nigger while I was in Canada. And I think that if we're gonna have a council, it should be primary Canadians because a lot of people here in America, Donald Trump has made it outwardly, blatantly okay to be racist now, which is not cool. And you can say what you want, but I know this asshat is gonna do something drastic and put another racist in. We don't need a racist at the head of the American Council. We really don't. If you're gonna put anybody at the head of the native of the council for the Canadian American Union thing or whatever they were talking about today, then that person should be a Native American, a black person, or an Asian person. I'm not trying to offend any of you white guys. I know you guys are very well qualified for the job, but if it's gonna be a white person, it can't be someone who has ties with the Ku Klux Klan, or neo Nazis, or anything blatantly racist. So in other words, you guys gotta have a guy who's like Jewish and Asian. That way, at least if he's half and half, he gets all the views of white people because Jewish people technically are white people as well. And Judaism is not just a ethnicity; it's also a religion. So you kind of got all that in that one person. And if you're gonna get anybody from the American side, you need two people of every ethnicity on the American side. You need a black man or black woman, a Native American man or woman, an Asian man or woman from any of the Asian ethnic backgrounds that are here, So, Chinese man, Chinese woman, Korean man, Korean woman, Japanese, both, Vietnamese, both. They're going to be loaded with Asians, and then you have Native Americans who are also Asian. You need to load the council up. It can't just be a white man and a white woman, and it has to be two from every culture here. Because if you don't do that, then no one's going to get anything done. And as far as Canada, they can do whatever they want because there's a lot of people of many different ethnic backgrounds and culture in Canada, and I know that they'll triage it properly. So if it's a council of 13 or 15 or 16, two of each culture, we got a fighting chance of getting past the cultural divide, and maybe we can be less racist in America like they are in Canada. I'm James Williams, Cup Havoc number 2. I'll be back on later if I can find something to talk about. Be seeing ya.